Lesson 37. To depend on. Some people eat in expensive restaurants. Others eat in cheap restaurants. What does this depend on?
It depends on how much money they have.
During the day it's light, whilst during the night it's dark. What does this depend on?
It depends on the sun and where it is in the sky.
Cloud. Are there any clouds in the sky today?
Yes, there are some clouds in the sky today.
What are clouds made of?
Clouds are made of water.
Remember, forget. Do you always remember everything you learn?
No, I don't always remember everything I learn, but some things I remember and some things I forget.
Do you ever forget to eat?
No, I never forget to eat. Or, yes, I sometimes forget to eat.
Do you remember the name of this thing?
Yes, I remember the name of that thing. It's a tie.
Do you ever forget to answer letters?
Yes, I sometimes forget to answer letters.
Do you ever forget the names or faces of people you know?
Yes, I sometimes forget the names or faces of people I know.
Nearly. Are we nearly at the end of the lesson?
Yes, we're nearly at the end of the lesson.
Are we nearly in summer?
Yes, we're nearly in summer.
Is it nearly time to have lunch?
Yes, it's nearly time to have lunch.
Are you nearly always the last person to get up in your family?
Yes, I'm nearly always the last person to get up in my family. Or, no, I'm not always the last person to get up in my family.
Who is?
My brother is nearly always the last person to get up in my family.
Wasn't, weren't. The negative of I was is I was not or I wasn't, whilst the negative of you were is you were not or you weren't. What's the negative of I was?
The negative of I was is I wasn't.
What's the negative of you were?
The negative of you were is you weren't.
Was I at this school 50 years ago?
No, you weren't at this school 50 years ago.
Were you here 100 years ago?
No, I wasn't here 100 years ago.
Was he here last lesson?
No, he wasn't here last lesson.
Were we in this world 80 years ago?
No, we weren't in this world 80 years ago.
Were they there last lesson?
No, they weren't there last lesson.
Wife, wives. What's the plural of wife?
The plural of wife is wives.
Can a man in Europe have 2 wives?
No, a man in Europe can't have 2 wives, but he can only have 1 wife.
Sometimes. Does the sun always shine?
No, the sun doesn't always shine, but sometimes it shines, and sometimes the sky is covered with clouds.
Is it always hot in France?
No, it isn't always hot in France, but sometimes it's hot, and sometimes it's cold.
Is Easter always in March?
No, Easter isn't always in March, but sometimes it's in March and sometimes it's in April.
Do you always get up at the same time every morning?
No, I don't always get up at the same time every morning, but sometimes I get up early and sometimes I get up late.
Quickly, slowly, adverb. Thinker, writer. The word quick is an adjective, whilst the word quickly is an adverb. For example, we say, he is a quick thinker. He thinks quickly. He is a slow writer. He writes slowly, etc. What's the difference between the words quick and quickly?
The difference between the words quick and quickly is that quick is an adjective and quickly is an adverb.
Give me an example of the difference, please.
He is a slow writer. He writes slowly.
Do you speak English quickly?
No, I don't speak English quickly, but I speak it quickly enough.
Do people generally walk slowly when the weather is cold?
No, people don't generally walk slowly when the weather is cold, but they walk quickly.
Can you write as quickly as you can speak?
No, I can't write as quickly as I can speak, but I write slower than I can speak.
Field. Are there any fields near where you live?
Yes, there are some fields near where I live.
Increase. Is the number of people in your city always increasing?
Yes, the number of people in my city is always increasing.
Battle. War. Were there any battles in your country during the last World War?
Yes, there were some battles in my country during the last World War. Or, no, there weren't any battles in my country during the last World War.